Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. Let's talk with Ate Juliana. So to our viewers, to especially my hometown country, Philippines, part of Mindanao, also to Filipino overseas workers, especially for them that they are too far from their family, and also to my family there. So in the Philippines right now it's early in the morning here in our town in southern part of Missouri, Farmington, USA. It's about almost 4 o'clock, and sa mga Pilipino, kabayan, magandang gabi, magandang umaga, magandang hapon sa inyong lahat. At sa mga kababayan dito sa Farmington, magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat. So this time, I have a special guest. I met her I guess 2 years ago. She is from part of Mindanao. It's in this league, Surigao del Sur, and recently, because they moved to a different city, it's also part of Mindanao now. Her hometown is in Misamis city, and I met her here in Farmington because she came as a fiancé visa, and she is very pretty, and also she is a nurse, by the way. She is a nurse. She worked in Saudi Arabia for 4 years, and also she worked in London. That's really a very rich country too, as a nurse there. So but the rest of the information I will give it to her. And now this time I'm welcoming her. It's Dexie Boyer.
Hello guys, how are you doing? Hi. So my name is Dexie. I am a nurse here, and I came here to the US about 2021 to live here and be reunited with my husband, and spend my forever with him. Sure.
That's your forever.
Yeah.
Sana all.
Sana all.
Sana all. But anyway, by the way, welcome to my YouTube channel.
It's a pleasure having me here.
Welcome to Let's Talk with Ate Juliana.
Yeah.
So I made some questions, based on my research. So, and I have some questions. This one is well, earlier she asked me what's possible questions, and I told her no, it's gonna be a surprise or random questions. But anyway, by the way, thank you, Dexie, for guesting my YouTube channel. I really appreciate
You're
it.
welcome, and thank you for having me here.
So here's my questions.
Okay.
Oh, by the way, the plane is passing by.
We got a nearby airport, so
We're near in the airport, so Okay, now back to my questions. Can you tell me about the important people in your life?
oh wow, that's hard and deep already. Well, I always put my family first above all things. Like, that's the reason why I do and dream, and everything else that I do is because for the people that I love. And number one was my family, which includes my family back home and my husband and the people that counts on me and loves me.
Yeah, that's good. Filipino culture, we do all things for them, especially like where I guess it's part of the culture, di ba, Day? It's part of our culture that we finished our college, we have a job, we need to help our
help
family.
back our family. So it's more of we're tied with our traditions, having a close knit family, um, and then usually, even though that we're already at the age where we're adults, that we're ready to go and explore the world, but we always come back to home. And for me, that is a wonderful trait for being a Filipino.
Right,
Yeah.
right. So yeah, so I believe that too.
Yeah.
And also, is this like, on your opinion, is this really part of our obligations, or
To
is
help out
to
and
help out?
to give back. Well, um, technically, I would say that it's more of being you. It's more
Mm-hmm.
of your morals and your values and how you
Yeah.
were raised. Um, I would probably say that our parents have the obligation to raise us well, give us a good education, and give us a bright future. But at the end of the day, once you are cultivated with that value of helping and loving and being responsible, then it's your duty as a daughter to give back to your parents, and it will always be a wonderful trait of you as a person.
Right. Yeah. Because we used to it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I know when we moved to like, especially here in the US,
Uh-huh.
like the 16 years old, they need to move out
Yeah.
to their
Out.
parents, and then they can do whatever they want, like,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And also they don't need to, I guess, is that also, no, not it's not like when they help back. I mean, I
Yeah.
guess they can help back, but
Yeah.
not really
Which is
like
a
ours.
it is a good thing at some point that they at 16 they get out of, or 18 they get out of their parents' house. It makes them independent.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, but at some point, you really have to look after for your family.
Right.
It doesn't matter if they're your parents or your siblings. Just look after them, because at the end of the day, they are the people that matters you most. So.
Based on my research,
Mm-hmm.
like, you've been working to different countries,
Mm-hmm.
and then you encounter a lot of foreigners workers.
Right.
So, you know, how did you describe the different cultures or behaviors, especially from Saudi Arabia? You know, it's a Muslim area,
Yeah.
and also you went to London. How did you handle those, especially the language?
That's pretty interesting. Well, you know, when I was way back home, I graduated nursing
Mhm.
about 2008. So I spent like about 4 years back home in the Philippines, and then afterwards I moved to Saudi Arabia, and 4 years after I moved to London, and then 4 years after I moved here. So there's really a good transition of culture differences from one nationality to the other. So back home, you know how nursing is back home. Like you get the standard minimum wage and all those stuff, and you always have that Filipino teamwork and all those stuff. It was a good experience on my part because I was a beginner nurse. So, but moving to Saudi Arabia, that changed a lot of me.
Oh.
I was so scared when I boarded that plane. I was 23 years old, young and dumb.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't know what I was doing. Primarily, I wanted to get out of the country. I wanted to get out there and just, you know, explore the world. I just really wanted to broaden up my horizon.
Right.
And being there in Saudi Arabia, it was a different world. First and foremost, the difference between religion.
Right, right.
I am born and raised a Christian and a believer of Christ.
Right.
And coming there
It's
is
different.
yeah, it's different. They practice Islam.
Mm-hmm.
They believe in God, the supreme power, but they got different practices.
Yeah.
And it was hard for me to transition because I was raised being with and being a Christian and going to the church, and they don't allow that.
Yeah.
They don't allow small gatherings. They don't allow you to bring
Right.
the Bible, to do Bible studies, to go to church.
Yeah.
Anything that symbolizes Christ, they wanted to get away with that.
Mm.
I respect that because that's their home.
Right.
That's what they practice, and I was there to work. So I have no choice but just to abide. Sorry.
Right.
And
Well, the
secondly, you're not allowed to have any drinks.
yeah, no drinks.
No drinking. You don't how do you call
There's
that?
no free love.
No, yeah, you cannot
can't
date. You cannot date
anyone.
anybody.
Or else you're gonna
Or
be like-
else the mutawa, they call it
Yeah.
the priest. They're gonna
You-
they're gonna get into you.
and you end up in the jail.
Yeah.
So-
well, that's hard.
That's hard.
And no pork.
No
So
pork.
you cannot. Pork is banned all over the country. So
Yeah, so-
it's hard sometimes, especially that adobo.
Yeah, the lechon.
And the lechon is one of my favorite Filipino dish back home. So
So, yeah.
hirap eh. Hirap.
So in the because as a nurse, you know, you are in the hospital, so you've been encountered a lot of patients.
Yep.
So how did you handle the language? Because you need to speak Arabic. Is that
Yes, we need to
How did
speak.
you
We
learn
have a
it?
crash course of Arabic.
Ah.
When we had my first orientation, one that was an Egyptian interpreter who trained us a little bit, just give us some basic words.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it was interesting, and they gave us already like a small frequent words that the Arabs usually speak and say in the hospital setting. So we have to memorize them, like counting, like wahid, itnin, talata,
Yeah,
arba'a,
numbers.
kamsa, sita,
Arabic.
saba, tamanya, tisa'a, ashra.
Yeah.
That's it. That is the we need to memorize that. I don't know how to read and write the Arabic, but I
But
could
someone help
at
you.
some point. Yeah, we got an interpreter at the desk in every department, so that we could actually pull them out in case we need like in-depth conversation with our
I see.
patient.
Okay.
And most of our doctors are already aware, and most of them are
Ah.
Egyptians, so they speak fluently. So in the time that we need to say something, most of them are knowledgeable already what's going on, because it's the doctors who are explaining it to them. We will just give like simple words like "Tali, sister."
I'm so
Shukran,
proud of
shukran.
you. I'm so proud of you.
Yeah.
So how about when you moved to London as a nurse, the environment there in the hospital with the patient coworkers? So how about the people around you?
Well, that was different too, because well, when it comes to work in the hospital wise, Saudi Arabia have helped me a lot and gained my confidence in being a nurse, because I mean nursing is universal. You care, so that's the thing. We just have different policies and protocols, but at the end of the day, you are just tasked to care. Yeah, I mean, you do the same cannula, you do the same insertion of catheter, you do the same. You just have to familiarize with the documents and the policies of the hospital. But living in London work-wise, it was
that
it was
expensive?
different. It was expensive. Like when I was in Saudi, everything was free, and
London.
and it was tax-free as well. Everything is paid for in Saudi, including my bills. Even the ride is paid by the hospital. So I was living a life of, you know, it's not the salary is not much in Saudi, but everything is free, so you can really save a lot, and you don't get out a lot often. So your money is just in your savings, and they only pay once a month. So you send home to the family and then save, and then when you go home to the Philippines, that's how you spend it. But in London, sometimes you get paid every once a month, but every week, if you do overtime, you get paid every week.
That's nice.
So money wise, when I got a chance to have money, I just go out, and then knowing London, you got all the things that you wanted to try, all the places you want to go. So
Yeah,
I didn't have savings.
yeah, and also, you know, I love the English accent in
Yeah.
London, because
That was a struggle.
you struggle too.
I struggled because back in the Philippines, in our curriculum, in our education, they usually tell us they usually teach us the American English. Like they would say, like, for example, elevator. And the Americans would say elevator, but in English and the British English they would say lift. So go, yeah, we'll take the lift. Like, sa ako, on my part, like, why? Bubuhatin niya ba ako? Let's go lift. So, I mean, if you would tell me elevator, I would take the elevator. So, but if they was like, go to the lift, sinong bubuhat sa akin? Right. So, they got a different, one time, there was one time that I was helping a nurse and then she was asking me, Dexie, go get me some knickers. And I just stood out there. Sabi ko, ano ba tong sneakers? Wala naman ako. In my mind, the sneakers, you know, the sneakers bar.
Right.
Like, I don't have sneakers. I don't have sneakers, but I don't have the. What do you mean sneakers? Like, I don't have sneakers. The chocolate, you mean? Sabi niya, no. Give me some underpants. So, the undies or the underpants are actually in American, that's underpants or undies, but in the British language it's called knickers.
So like we are really very proud of the Filipinos because we know different languages. You know,
we learn to adapt easily.
Yeah, we learn to adapt easily, but sometimes our English is kind of, you know, to other, especially here in the United States, sometimes we're having difficulties.
Yeah.
Because there's some certain words that is really a slang word, and when you are went to like a British English, is also different.
I remember my mother-in-law. She said, "I haven't seen you in the pet coon's age." I'm like, what is she telling? What's a pet coon? What a pet coon? So it is a slang, a coon's age. I haven't seen you in the coon's age, and I just look at her like, what is she talking about? Well, actually, when they said it like that, it says like, I haven't seen you in years. But that is more like a slang for them. That's local to them. And like, no matter how you are well versed of the English dictionary, and sometimes it's just like they're talking idioms again.
So that's really good. That's really good. They say that in terms of your work, you work hard, and now you can share to our viewers, to the people out there that are watching right now. They have, you know, learned a lot of things, especially, I mean, based on your experience, you know, about your work. Now, my question is, this next question is about friends. Okay.
Wow.
So, or colleagues. If you, this is my questions. If you could interview anyone from your life, living or dead, but not celebrity, who would it be and why?
That's a hard question. Like,
Nahirapan din ako.
I don't have an answer yet because there are a lot of people that I looked up to. And then at some point, I got a lot of friends all over the place, but there was one that struck me the most. I would probably say one of my dear colleagues. Her name is Phoebe. I was back then in London, and she's one of my dearest friends actually. At her young age, she's a nurse. At her young age, she was able to she have a very interesting character, and she's one of the people that inspired me to move forward, to thrive in London. At a very young age, she got ready set up her career as a nurse specialist. She is, I think, in her early 30s, or I think she's just in her late 20s, and she got a house and she got a car already. Like, imagine, like, that level of hard work, that level of how do you call this, that level of confidence, you know, and focus on a career. And I know that she's a God-centered person, and she loves her family. She goes above and beyond for her colleagues and her family. And I really wanted to interview her just because I wanted to kind of let the world know that, hey, I have a friend here who is actually, like, you know, very sweet and kind and caring. So yeah.
Okay, so now thank you for that.
You're welcome.
I'm sorry that's the very
No,
difficult
you're
questions.
good.
I'm not trying to, intend that make this worse for you, but thank you for that. So now we'll go to the next.
Okay.
We're talking about your love life. Because you met your husband.
Come on.
Give me some like a short version for that. But this is my question.
Okay.
How did you meet your husband?
Okay. we met actually way back in 2016. First time in an online chat. I was from then, I just resigned from Saudi Arabia. Went home. I have a very unfortunate past relationship. So I was there in Saudi Arabia. Things didn't work out for us, and I decided like, I think I don't want to live in Saudi and repeat that same old story again, having in a long-term relationship and ended up that it didn't work because it's hard to be in a long-time relationship, what do you call this, long distance relationship. I'm sorry.
Right.
So
right.
yeah, so I went home and I told myself like, I need to restart it all over again.
So how long of course, getting to know each other, it's hard for us because LDR, it means long distance relationship.
Yep.
So how
It was another long distance relationship. So 2016 we met, and then by 2017 I have to go to London. So the entire time that I was in London, we were talking, and he visited me a couple of times, and then he proposed to me like about 2019. So that took about almost 3 years just talking
for
just
3 years for talking.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Without like not saying it.
We saw at probably like 2 years and a half.
Yeah, but like in person.
In person, that was 2019, and we talked, and then there's a lot of things that happened in 2019 March. He came to visit me in London, and then by August he visited me. We went together in the Philippines and visited my family, and then that same year, before COVID hit, he visited me in the UK, and then we spent time in Scotland, and that's where he proposed. And
that's good.
Yeah.
How did you know they were the one?
You know it, like, but
you feel it,
you
like...
feel it, but it doesn't happen overnight. I don't believe in that, because I believe the good foundation for a relationship is more of getting to know that person, getting him to know you, getting to be able to build that trust, because ultimately I have learned that trust is almost equal to love.
Yeah. So like when you're getting to know like long distance relationship, of course not just only love, have you been like argued? Or
We argued at times. We have differences. He is American, I'm Filipina.
language, sometimes culture is
yeah, I mean, you know how Filipino women are like, this is how it should be, but at the same time we're submissive. But before we submit ourselves, that you got a little turd in me. Yeah. So
okay. So how did David propose?
Well, it was
of course
Scotland. He traveled.
Where is Scotland?
In Scotland, yeah.
Wow.
We decided like, let's get out of the country and out of England, and then we traveled to Scotland, and then that is where we spent a few days there. We visited some places, and there was a hill that's famous for it's the Calton Hill. It's nearby the MacArthur seat. Like it's one of the iconic places in the UK, in the UK, and in Edinburgh.
That's memorable.
Scotland. It's nearby the castle.
Wow.
So that's actually where the castle on the hill. So, yeah. So that is where the Calton Hill he proposed to me, and then I did not know. I mean, I had a feeling that he's gonna propose, but I didn't know it was that day. So I didn't know that he hired a photographer. I don't know. So that's why we got awkward,
It's like
professional,
random? Or-
random. So
okay.
he said that he's gonna I got a friend who told us there's a very good restaurant that serves breakfast in the morning at the Cotton Hill. Like, really? Do you want me to climb out that hill early in the morning and then have breakfast? Like, why don't we just go to McDonald's? Like, that's a high-priced restaurant. But like, okay. Anyways, I didn't know that, and I did not dress up. Like, I was just on my walking black coat, and we just walk in there. It's raining. It was not a very good day.
Oh wow.
And it's like, okay, but
He never give you like, okay, honey, you need to wear nice clothes and we have a dinner. He never said that. Just like random.
he said you need to buy a coat. Like, okay.
Okay. It was
I
cold
know
the
that
time?
it was cold. I know that he's gonna propose. I got a gut feeling that he's gonna propose in Scotland, but
Sometimes
I didn't know
our
that was the day that he's gonna propose.
Yeah, sometimes our instinct.
Instinct, yeah.
It works.
And then critically, I was taking a lot of pictures. It took time for him to kneel down, and then
okay.
it took a while for him to kneel down and on his bended knee and pop that ring. I was just all overtaking. You know, I am a tourist there. I came there to visit and see stuff, and I was busy looking at those buildings, looking the views. It was a beautiful place, overlooking the entire city of Edinburgh. And yeah, so
that's really good.
it was so nice, and it took a while, and the photographer was just clicking a lot of awkward pictures for us because he said, when is she gonna stop, when is he gonna stop, because I was just doing selfie.
So like so I mean so on how long you been married?
2 years.
So 2 years.
We gonna be 2021, we gonna be hitting our third year on September of this year.
So in your marriage, like what were the best times and also the most difficult times?
I would say the best time of our marriage was probably when we had overpassed the differences, like, you know, that honeymoon stage that I mean, honeymoon stage is always a honeymoon stage. You get that wonderful things, you enjoy things together, but you wouldn't appreciate each other until you hit rock bottom. So when we went to St. Louis, I was hired there as a nurse. It was difficult for us.
Oh yeah, I heard that. You
I was having a hard time during my orientation. It was not favorable. The place is just too much for me. David had quit his job that time to support my dreams.
It's very nice of him.
Yeah, he said that he's gonna find job in St. Louis, and it took a while because his license were still in process, and we didn't see that coming. Our savings were drained. We ended up having negative, like our credit card was building up, and our savings were going down. Like when we started our marriage, we got like about
getting married is
few
expensive.
$1,000s, and then
Plus moving is expensive.
moving is expensive. So we're
Everything is really
we're rock bottom.
mentally.
I was mentally, he was mentally drained, emotionally, and we just decided like, hey, this is not working for us. Let's go home.
That's good. So
when we went home, I appreciate him sticking by me and supporting me in my dreams, and things went well after then. He got hired. I got hired in a local hospital. So
one time when we drove going to my mother-in-law's house, we see the billboard, you know, that someone wants to counseling because her husband is a counselor. So I saw that in the billboard on the highway, you know, and like I told my husband, took the picture for that and give it to Dexie, because this is really
I remember that.
For us in the Philippines, if we saw the person on billboard, it feel like we are a popular celebrity, you know. But here that's why I was very I was shocked, like, hey babe, take the picture and send it to Dexie, because you know, person on the billboard, as I said, that's really popular in the Philippines. So now because of how's David in your life?
David has been a wonderful husband and an amazing partner and my best friend.
Okay, that's really, and also I can tell that he is very, very good husband and supportive, and also of course it's David's birthday is coming up, and it's gonna be a golden. So, is there any? I mean, can you message for him right now so that you know to show him on his birthday coming up? Can you see any message for him? Address to him? David's birthday is coming up.
Hi, turd. I know you'll always be a turd to me, but thank you for coming into my life, and I wish you the happiest birthday. I know we've been through a lot, and we're gonna make it through whatever comes our way. You know, you have me. I got your back, and you got my back, and I love you forever and always. You always say that, forever and always, and happy birthday, my love.
Okay, well, thank you so much, Dexie.
You're welcome.
For the time that we
You
came
let
over
them-
here. The rain is coming namin. So, this is the part 1 of Dexie's love story. So, the next part 2 is we're gonna interview David. So, and also David, a happy birthday to you coming up. Advance happy birthday. And you really, you know, wish you the best. I know you're such a very good person. Kind, generous, and thank you for that also. That I really appreciate being our friends, and also thank you so much to our viewers. You know, thank you for watching for Dexie. So Dexie, one more thing. What can you say about how can you please any words for our Filipino there in our country, and that you need how we can handle the like give them encouragement.
Being an OFW is hard, but pray to God, have your faith, things gonna get better. You know, it's hard at first with all the adjustments and cultural things to beat into, but it's gonna get better, and keep your faith with God all the time.
And also thank you so much.
Thank you!
Now, as you can see, you know, well, I just gonna also give you something that I making this YouTube. What do you call that? A blogger thing. Because I encourage one of the Kalingap charity blogger in the Philippines, which is popular right now. So I want to thank them because some of their subscribers followed on my YouTube channel.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, thank you for the founder of Kalingap charity blogger, Kuya Val Santos Matubang, and his wife Edna, and also their son Kuya Rob and Rob's wife Jack, and for all the Kalingap team. And thank you for help for being a Samaritan to our Filipino that who really need the most, because you're all there because even sa mga bundok talagang pinupuntahan nila. So thank you so much, and we really encourage people to watch their YouTube channel. We're not soliciting here for them. We just invite or advertising them, advertising that please watch their YouTube channel, Kalingap.
Yep.
And thank you for watching. Have a good day.
Bye.
Have a good evening. Bye. And thank you for watching of my YouTube channel. Let's talk with Ate Juliana.
Bye-bye.